Good morning, wherever you are. It's time. It's time for the Monday Minute. I'm Kristen Paul. I hope you all had a great weekend. It's actually warmed up here a bit, and we'll definitely take that. We're definitely game for a little decent weather. Now, decent is a relative term, I know. Right now it's mid 50s here. Sure beats mid 30s. That is for sure. Of course, as usual, we have Jan here with us today, as always. Let's get into today's points of discussion. The first thing I wanted to talk to you about today is disappearing object phenomena. Now, what is that? That's when things are here and then they're not. Sometimes they come back, but not all the time. And every once in a really wild blue moon, they appear and you don't know where they appeared from. Now, I want to talk about the second half before we get into the first half of what I was just explaining. Over the weekend, I found a small pill bottle, dark green in color, which is 99% of the time veterinary meds. Okay. I found this pill bottle behind the microwave. So how long has it been there? Well, I really don't know. But why is this a point of discussion today? Let me explain to you the scenario. And if you've got an idea, post it. This was a veterinary pill bottle, green in color. You know, most 99% of the ones for people are in that kind of, I don't know, amber kind of color. This one, on top, there was a name on it, and the name of this was an online veterinary clinic. And there are places out there, such as the place that I'm using right now out of De Pere, Wisconsin. No, it's not De Pere. It's, God, outside of Madison. Can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Inconsequential. But the name on this clinic was a clinic that I have never dealt with in my life. But now, you know, I've had dogs for 40 years, and I've dog sat a few dogs too over the years. So I'm thinking, okay, is that maybe from one of the dogs that I dog sat for? So what I thought I would do is I would investigate the pills that were in there, and there was about at least 15. Okay, so I mean there's something in here. Well, you know, you can go online and go to a pill identifier, give it the shape, the color, the imprint, and you can actually find out what kind of meds they are. In this bottle, there were pink pills, and the imprint on the pills was L274. Why am I telling you this? That way you can look it up yourself if you so desire. The pills were not veterinary meds. They were for someone with extremely high cholesterol and having, cardiovascular issues. The drug was called Repatha. Now, I'm sure 99.9% of the people out there have never heard of Repatha. I don't even know if they make these anymore. What it is very close to, according to my research, and I'm going to give you two names here, and I know you know these names. One was Ozempic, and the other one was Jardiance. And we've all seen the singing Jardiance commercials. At my house, that's a quick hit on the mute. Okay. No one in my family has ever been prescribed any pills for that kind of disease, cardiovascular disease. And what in the hell they would be doing in a veterinary pill bottle, I have no clue. What's your thoughts? This is something that just appeared. But now let's talk about the phenomena a little more. Again, disappearing object phenomena, DOP for short. I have had a series of odd things like this happen to me over the course of years that I surely have no explanation for. So today, seeing that we're talking about disappearing object phenomena, we are going to talk about a gas cap. Now, this is a true story, nothing made up, nothing fabricated, but highly unusual. Let's get into the story. A few years back, and not that long ago, within the last 3 years, warm weather, August, as I recall, and I am putting gas in my lawnmower, time to cut some grass. I drop the gas cap for the lawnmower, and it was only about that big round, and it rolls out of sight. Damn connection. I can hear it roll, but I have no idea where it went. Did it roll under the car that's in the garage? Did it roll the other way under all kind of crap that's in the garage? I could not find this gas cap to save my life. Now, let me give you a little backstory here. I have a detached garage. My garage faces an alley. It does not face my property. I do not have a driveway. Okay? This gas cap went full on missing, gone, evaporated off the face of the earth. The next year, and it was about this time of the year, it was April. Now envision in your mind a house, detached garage, and there's a sidewalk that goes from the house, back of the house, out to the garage. Also, keep in mind, grass was cut several times since I lost the cat, and snow has been shoveled and snowblowed on that back sidewalk multiple times. Multiple times. One day, walking out to the garage, keep in mind now, my garage does not face the house, it faces an alley. And it's a little bit uphill. And I have a reason for saying this because somebody out there is going to go, well, it just rolled out of the garage and down the sidewalk. No. If it would have rolled out of the garage, it would have ended up in the alley. It would have not have came out of the garage, went around the corner, did a full 180, and rolled up. Especially 8 to 10 months later. What? How the hell is that possible? Now, when I found the gas cap, it looked just as it did when I lost it. There was no bite marks, scratches, claw marks, like maybe a raccoon grabbed it and ran away with it. No. Number two is small wildlife avoids things that smell like gasoline. Okay. That is not that is not an attraction for rodents of any type. And it was sitting right in the middle of the sidewalk between the house and the garage in plain view as I was meant to find it that day. And I did. I have no theories on how this is possible, but I have had similar things happen over the years, and I thought that would make an interesting story for this morning. How it happened, I have no flippin' clue. Disappearing object phenomena. What in the hell? Can't explain it, but it happened. It disappeared and it reappeared, and when it reappeared, it was in a spot that it would not have rolled to. Plus, let's just hypothetically say it rolled out, did a full 180 out of the garage, and went up the sidewalk. Do you think after several, rainstorms, snowstorms, snow shoveling, grass cutting, it would have just stayed there? Not a chance. Disappearing object phenomena. This is one of these crazy para-related things that happens. I have no explanation for it. None. All right. That's disappearing object phenomena for today. Believe me, I've got more stories, but we'll save those for another day. Let's talk about animal communication for just a brief moment. Now, as I have previously mentioned, my dog has osteosarcoma. What is that? Bone cancer. Uh, he is currently in mushroom therapy, and he seems to be, I mean, he's 12 and a half years old. He's hanging in there, but he's still got fire in his eyes, and that tail is still wagging when he sees me. So, all situations being equal, he's doing quotation marks okay. Now, as many of I have pioneered pre-death spirit communication. I am the first one to document it, to my knowledge. Yes, it's on YouTube. You can watch it. It was with my father. He was the first. And I recently, or more recently, this was last October, I did it with a very close friend of mine that was on his deathbed. I did it one day. My friend died the next day. And that's an interesting correlation because it was the same thing with my father. I did it with him one day and he died the next day. So a few weeks back, and I've got to do this when I feel the timing is right because now this is animal communication. This is not people communication. So one evening when my dog was just kind of chilling, just kind of laying there, I broke out the DR60 and asked a few questions. And I went through one of my statements over the weekend, asked a question, made a statement, and then got a segmented full sentence answer. Okay. During the course of the conversation, I was telling my boy, now when I say my boy, I'm talking about my dog. A lot of you know I'm a German Shepherd guy. And at one point in the conversation, I love you, buddy. That was something I said, documented on the R60. And I decoded the answer, or part of the answer, because it came in three segments. And I just decoded the first part because this is new. I have never done animal communication before, but my boy answered, I know. I was going to try to play it for you today on the Monday Minute, but once I'm retired and I'm doing this in my office at home, it'll be a little bit easier. I'm at the office at the shop and I'm really not equipped to do it here. But I did get an answer, and it was a viable answer with the conversation. I'm going to try to decode the rest of his answer sometime this week if I got time. I got it in a file. It's not going anywhere, but I love you, buddy. And his answer was, I know. And then there's more after that I still have to work on, but definitely an answer. So again, pre-death communication is definitely possible. That being said, this has been today's Monday Minute. Questions, comments, you know where to put them. Anything you'd like me to cover, comment on, you know I'm good for an opinion. You know where to put it. The message, as always, be good to each other. Peace out.